Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, and welcome to the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. And of course, I'm your host, the one and only Cap- Captain 85. Yeah, there you go. I'm here, late as usual, but I'm here. I'm here. How was your evening last night? Did anybody go out on the town? Anybody go somewhere and took some friends out or met some friends somewhere or whatever you might be doing or whatever you've done? Welcome to the show. You know, hope that you're having a great day and blessed to be in the land of the living. So I'm just inviting some friends over to the show. So go ahead and hit that link and share some information, not too much information, but some of the same information that you might already know about. And today I want to just talk about the WVDM app, the app right here, this right here. I want to talk about that today because it's important because this is how we get our own information and communicate with one another so that we can be able to inform our community of things that are happening for us or happening to us. And sometimes it's not an easy job that people think it is because these Facebook and everybody who don't want you talking to each other and thinking about positive things to do in our community. But what I do is I continue to press forward because I know how important it is for the next generation. We can't keep sitting around thinking that, hey, that people will say one thing and do something else, that they care about us. As you already know, they don't really they don't really care about us. They pretend they do, but they don't. Because if you care about people, it is no way you can act the way you act and call yourself a leader, a president, a councilman, or a mayor of a city, and you keep going down the same road that you went 50 years ago. That is not the way it works. If you care about people, you show that um, by your actions. And as they say, action speaks louder than words. And you know who said that, don't you? It was the one and only Otis Redding. Action speaks louder than words, and I'm a man with a great experience. I know you got you another man, but I can love you better than him. I know, but it may not fit. But action does speak louder than words, and we have to continue to educate our young people about that. Actions speaks louder than words. You can't say you love your neighbor or your brother or someone that looks the same way you do, the same color, and you carrying a gun and taking their lives. There is no way you talking about your brother. You're not nobody's brother killing them. You're on the pipeline to prison. You might well to get on in line with the rest of the people that's hating our community. You might well to get on over there and live with them and see how long you last over there. You know, we I think sometimes we forget. We just forget and everything is a party. It's okay to enjoy, relax, have fun, get together and communicate. But in the city of Virginia Beach, over 60 or 70 guns were confiscated. You want to carry a gun, go in the military, get paid. Join the police department, get the training, get the proper training. But to walk around and create havoc, making your community look bad, not only you looking bad, but our community is looking bad. It's like we out of control. And I don't know if it's everybody that stay in the 757, people that are visiting or going to college or universities. What's the sense of doing all these things to improve yourself, to destroy your life? Destroy what you are born to do. You're not born to be a killer. You're not even born for that. God didn't give you life to come on this planet to destroy and take life. He let you come here as a human so that you could have the experience of all the things this planet has to offer. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Of course, everybody's not going to like you and care about what you're trying to do. Believe me, I know. I go down that road all the time. But see, the thing is, I don't give up. I don't give up. What I do is I depend on what my Heavenly Father has already told me to do. It's in the scripture. It's in the scripture. We have to learn to start to overcome the anger and frustration that we find in one another. That's what we have to do. We have to start caring about the positions that we have with one another. We all want to be famous. You think fame comes easy? It's a price for people to know who you are. It's a price for people to respect you. There's no respect if you carrying a gun. You're trying to force your way onto somebody. Yeah, you're going to do what I say, do or else. Well, welcome to modern day slavery. Gun don't make you a man. It takes a man not to carry a gun. We have to learn to teach our young people. And this, I'm talking directly to the adults here. Why is your kids carrying guns to school? Why are your kids having guns in the home and you don't know nothing about it? Why are you allowing the system to take your child after you done gave birth? For 9 months, you carried a child. And now you're going to let the system take him. I work day and night. I worked day and night when my kids were young. When you saw me, I was working. I was in the grind. Because why? Because no man, if a woman said that's my child, ain't no man gonna raise my child but me. I go through whatever I have to. I had children by other ladies that I weren't married, but I stuck in there. I wasn't ashamed of my kids. I wasn't ashamed of the woman. I was ashamed of myself because I allowed myself not to do the things that I was told to do as I was growing up. What my parents told me, what my mother told me, to be consistent. And respect the woman and respect myself. In the old school days, you couldn't go see a girl unless you got permission. You couldn't go out of my mom's house. I didn't go out my mom's house. I went to church. I went to school. The age of these kids, 12 or under, some younger, some older, ain't even adults. Come in when you want to, leave when you want to. And then what? You want the community to come and say, we're going to have a pity party. Everybody has a responsibility. Everybody has a responsibility. They said it take a village to raise a child. the old African proverb. My proverb is, it takes a village to raise a child, but today the child is raising the village. That's my proverb. All the things I do is always been geared to try to protect our young people. The city says, hey, all you want to do is make money. Well, why did you open that grocery store over there? Why is the man selling T-shirts over here in the mall? Why is that grocery store on all these communities, except one Black-owned grocery store in the Black community? Why is there no Black hospitals in our community? Why? Why there is no Black hospitals? That's what you should be asking yourself. You don't want us to come to your neighborhood, but you won't say why there's no hospitals in our community. Are you serious? Man, I'm not saying white doctors are not good doctors. They take an oath. Some of them will abide by it and some don't. So let's get real with it. Scientists take an oath, but they don't live with it. They don't abide by it. It's all about the bottom line. And what bottom line is it? Police department take an oath to protect and serve. When are we going to wake up, as they used to say, and fly right? When are we going to start taking care of our community? We can't take care of it, but you want to get on 911? Hello? 0, operator, give me the police. Said, I need help. There's shooting going on. You don't even do that till it's too late. Somebody's child done lost their life. A mother is somewhere wondering, when is their daughter going to come home? When is that going to happen? What they bring in. So what we have to do is understand that when it comes to things, don't you see two up there, Alice? Excuse me, I apologize. What we have to understand is that we take an oath to take care of the children that we are responsible for. That's all we have to do. So when we look at things, and hopefully we got to come to some decision, because the pipeline to prison is real. The Undertaker's getting rich. And we sit on the sideline pointing fingers. We too busy mad with each other. In our community, we mad with each other, and we don't have no more than the next person, but we mad. Oh, you work, I work. You make more money than me. I don't care about the money you make. I just care about me living up to my responsibilities. Like we all supposed to. Once we get to a certain age, we are responsible for the actions that we take. Why should we put the burden on children when the children are raising children? I don't know no child that knows how to raise a child. If you see a child doing something wrong, you don't pull them over and say, yo, my brother, don't do that. They ain't worth it. People don't even talk to the kids. They talk at them until it's too late. They become a bully in school to bully people, or people are bullying them. What are we going to do to change that atmosphere? It only takes one word of kindness, one word to resonate with someone's spirit, and that is love. I can't get mad with people because people of other races don't like me. I can't change that. That's on them. That's their burden. I'm not going to take on their burden. I'm not going to be like them. I don't hate white people. I don't hate anybody that's human. I don't hate animals because that chicken tastes good when you're eating it. I mean, I got to put a joke in it, livening up the conversation. And I like fish. You know that hog, that pig, we kill it. That bacon, we got to have it in the morning. The price of eggs, I know the chickens are flying around and saying, what took you so long to raise the price? You selling me for like 5 cents or 2 cents? Now eggs $8, $9, and $15 a dozen. Chickens like, finally, we get to live a little bit longer. We live to get to see another day. I won't be scrambled eggs in the. They can't afford to buy us. They can't afford to go to Denny's. Denny's said they're raising the prices of eggs to $20 a plate. I know it's saying funny, but it ain't. We have to learn to take care of ourselves and be responsible. We have to look people in the eye and see if they truly mean what they say as we get older. It's not easy. Ain't nothing for me in my life has ever been easy. I endure. I work hard at it. But every obstacle is always a roadblock somewhere up the road that wants you to give up. Want our young people to give up. I'm built for what I do. I don't want to see young people dying. I don't want to see mothers crying. They should be having smiles on their face. I've been around kids all my life, and I'm sure a lot of you have. Nieces and nephews, brothers and sisters younger than you. How do you lose someone that you grew up with to senseless killing? It's bad enough when a disease come and take a life, or somebody drank too much and got behind the wheel and decided to drive and run into an oncoming car. Do we take responsibility for anything? We want to go out and have fun, but where the kids at? Where the kids at? The kids should always be on your mind. I grew up looking over the oldest after my older brothers and sisters left. I was home with my sister who's no longer here, Irene, and my brother, or Dr. Vaughn, Michael, and my nieces and nephews, helping my mother out. I stayed at home till I was about 23 or 24 at my mom's house. She said, "Hey, don't you think it's time for you to get your own place? Don't you want to get your own place?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." She said, "No, You know, you need to start looking for your own place. I like for you to be here. I love for you to be here. But I also want you, you know, you're grown now. So you have to take on your responsibilities as being an adult. But you don't have to rush. Whenever you decide, I want you to know you don't have to stay here with me and your dad, you know, to help us out. You need to start taking care of yourself and what you want to do in life. And that's what she told me. And that's what I did. I started off, my mother got me a job at Tapwater Produce on Victory Boulevard. And I was 17. I was turning 18 that July. When I started, my birthday was in July. So my mother said, you don't have to go to school unless you want to. And you can do what you want to do till then. But I try to, because I had kids. I didn't have kids until I was grown. I think I was about 27 or 28 when I had my first child. No, I wasn't married. Might have been a little later, but I loved my first wife and we got married. At the same time, another young lady that before I got married was dating and she had got pregnant. And I told her that the lady that I was dating, we weren't seeing each other that much, but she got pregnant and she said, I said, you know, I'm going to take care of both of my children, both of you, and make sure that you have the things that you need. And I get asked the one she had got pregnant, and I asked her because she was first, and she accepted, and we got married. But I told the other young lady that, you know, I had asked her. She said, no, you don't have to tell me. She was pregnant before I was, which was a couple of months. But that was my responsibility. Did I meant for that to happen that way? No. If it was a law to say I could marry both of them at the same time, I would have, because I was responsible for these ladies being pregnant. But my biggest responsibility was to making sure that these children, these babies grow up to be adults. And that's part of my story. All of my kids are now grown. I got 7. They all are grown. And they all, except for one, out of 6, out of 7, have children. And they're taking the steps to be responsible parents and taking care of them. I'm proud that they didn't follow in my footsteps. I'm proud of that. Life journey ain't easy. And I make no bones about it. I'm responsible for my actions. I never denied, never asked the lady, is that my child? My mom brought me up saying, if you lay down with a woman, she gets pregnant, it's your baby. She didn't tell me to question her. If a lady come to you and says she's pregnant, that's your baby. If you had sex with her, it's your baby. Because I already told you don't do it until You are ready to get married. So my rules and regulations of how my parents brought me up was somewhat not as strict as other people parents were. But I knew from the conversation things I should not have done. But my mom still loved me. My dad did. They didn't say, get out the house. You dishonored me. You dishonored the name of the family. No, they didn't do that. They showed me love and cared for me, even though I'm a grown person. Mother's Day is tomorrow. It's an important day for women. We should be honoring all women and men, regardless of what you and the young, if you got a child about young lady or a young woman, you should not be dishonor her, because nobody put you in that position. You put yourself there. Be a man and stand up. As they say, 10 toes down. Stick your chest out and show that child some love. Show that mother some love. Yeah, I know y'all not together. I got baby mamas, but I'm still gonna respect them. I'm not mad because we couldn't work it out and they moved on, found someone else. I'm upset because it wasn't me at the end of the tape. It didn't go the way I wanted. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm just sharing my life story, so that it'll help you along the way. That's all stories are. So people can make the choice and listen, pay attention, and see, maybe I can change my life. Maybe I was wrong in the way I spoke to her. Maybe I was wrong in the way I treated her. Because if you treated a woman the way you treated her after you break up, you would have never been together. So what happened? Oh, your feelings got hurt. Her feelings got hurt. Somebody had some hurt feelings. But nobody thought about, I caused the hurt feelings. I'm not going to own up to it. I'm mad. I'm supposed to be mad. You know, men can't do that neck stuff. I can't double clutch. You know, I am telling you right now. When a woman get mad, I'm telling you right now. Okay, baby, calm down, calm down. You ain't got to put it on me like that. I know what I've done. But what I'm saying is this. It always a joke. It always seemed impossible to understand why a woman put up with what she go through. But what I believe, that if we all step back, take a deep breath, and sit down and talk, we can work things out. Somewhere along the way, we need, first of all, to get a job. If a woman says she's pregnant, she's going to have your child. You know that's a responsibility. That's the pipeline to prison, son. They don't tell you. They don't tell you the biggest pipeline to prison is not people selling drugs, walking around with illegal guns. The biggest pipeline to prison is child support. Why do you think brothers are selling drugs? Why do you think most men are getting 2 and 3 jobs? Pipeline to prison. Why do you think a man run when the police got his lights on him? He won't stop. Pipeline to prison. You owe child support. So when you go down there to that courthouse, they're going to give you a break. They give you 3, 4, 5 months. Get that child support in. Make sure you get that money that lady needs. You may not be able to get it all, but before it get there, you need to sit down and talk to the young lady or the woman that has your baby. You didn't make it by yourself. So she got to come to the table. You know, you're not going to demand me to do anything. I'm going to demand myself to raise my child. And you ain't going to stop me. All that other stuff you be talking is not right. And I'm not going to sit there and allow you to tell me, dictate to me as if you got power over me. You don't have power over me. The government does. And you want to play that game? And two can play that game. When you go in that courtroom, the judge is going to tell you everything you need to know about paying child support and taking care of your responsibility. Because if you don't take care of it, you're going to jail. You might skip 1 or 2 times. You might get away for a year or 2. They're looking for you. But when they catch you, that child support double up. You think because the woman getting the check. That's why it's the pipeline to prison. They're going to give her a check because they want you in jail. They ain't giving her no check just because you got a baby. That's why a woman can't let a man stay in the house. You're going to pay that money. And ladies, the responsibility is part yours too. The judge will tell you. It's part your responsibility because you had that child. And y'all need to sit down and try to talk it out, work it out best way you can. But some men have to get 2 or 3 jobs. If they go to court, they're going to get 2 or 3 jobs. But the judge is going to make it adequately if you work it. Yeah, I said I had children by several ladies. I only went to court for 1. And that was when she was 18. She was 2 months from being 18. I gave and take care of all my kids, gave them money, gave the mother money, making sure that they had money to get the clothes, food, take them places. I'm not rich, but I know about responsibility. I either take care of my children, or the man gonna take care of me. I don't give people power over me like that. Only person that have power over me is the man that created me. That's God, that allowed me to come to this planet. He has power over me. And I don't always do what's right according to his word. But I tell you this, I do know right from wrong. That's why I try to talk when I do these talk shows or do my radio show. Whatever I do is to show and set an example for other young men or men to follow. You don't have to do what I do, but you do have to act the way I do. Because if you don't, the streets will teach you a lesson. The courts will teach you a lesson. I don't have to bow down to you, but I do respect you. I respect everybody. I'm not going to talk to your lady. She can, I've been in some areas where ladies know they married, or they know that You know, they got a boyfriend. I ain't talking to you. I don't know. I don't care how good you look. I'm gonna try to stay to myself. Yeah, I know. I know all that. I know how attractive you are, appealing to the eye. I'm an artist. I know. I know. I beat myself up a lot of years. As they say, the one that got away. I don't have one that got away. I had one I respected enough, and she respected me to understand it's not all the way about the sex. It's really about the communications. It's really about being able to sit down and have a conversation and we agree and be mutual friends. I've dated ladies for months, sometimes years, a year more. I ain't having sex. Nope, don't want it. Nuh-uh. I got work to do. Got work to do. We all have those men urges, but it's called learning how to control it. Learning how to say, no, I don't have to. When your body is saying yes, your brain is saying, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Come on, man. What you doing, baby? Don't pass that up. That's a once in a lifetime. Yeah, once in a lifetime. Let me say it again. Once in a lifetime. Look at all that's going on in the news. Once in a lifetime, you'll be in the news. Rich or poor, for better or for worse. I have enough to do. I'm trying to create my comic books and stories for young people and for adults too that might be interested. The music that I select, I have to listen to music to formulate a pattern of compassion and joy without the pain. For those of you that may not be aware, I've been inducted in the Alabama Blues Hall of Fame. For those that may not be aware, that was April the 13th, 2025. Inducted. You know, some people make jokes. How did you get to do that? Because they said the best DJ. While y'all was around here doing all hip hop, I was playing blues and mixing it in with hip hop. I worked at 103, Clear Channel on the 95.1. I think that was the call letters at the time. I was on WRAP on the 850 dial doing blues called the Sugar Shack. Yeah. So you didn't know that, did you? Yeah, I keep trying to tell y'all. Y'all think y'all know because you saw me in the club. Y'all think y'all know when I was in church that, hey, you know, people like when I be on the radio doing my gospel show, when I was at WZAM 1110, 50,000 water. And the callers would call in and I'd be conversating with them. And they'd be like, did you say you work in the club and you doing gospel? I say, yes, ma'am. But you going to hell. You going to hell in a basket or whatever that phrase is. That's whatever, I don't get into all that. But like I keep trying to tell people, I said, let me show you something. Did I ask you to come to the club? Did I ask you to come to the club? I said that's where I work. I'm a DJ. You asked me what other work did I do. I didn't ask you to come to the club. I don't even tell you the club I'm DJing at. I'm an entertainer. You don't tell Al Green, hey, you used to sing R&B or soul music. Why are you a preacher? What? You don't do that. You don't ask the preacher, hey, they say you used to do this and do that, chase women. Why are you a preacher? You don't do that. You hoping he bless you. You know, I'm just saying. But let me show you. But when I'm in the club and I tell people I do gospel, so what station? I say AM 1110. I'm on from 2 to I'm from 10 to 2 in the afternoon. So I'm gonna tune in. Did I get someone to tune in and listen to some inspirational music like I do now? There's nothing different. There's nothing new under the sun. I do both. I do a lot when it comes to entertainment because that's my gifts. I'm creating the character that you see, the t-shirt that I wear, this shirt I wear. The stuff I create. It's the character I create. The character that I'll be launching more this year than ever. And I hope I get some support. It's because it's about the kids. It's about getting their attention. To let them know you don't have to carry a gun. Your gun is your book. Your gun is your brain. Your gun is the way you treat yourself. Michael Jackson said it all the time. It's the man in the mirror. Look at yourself. Don't let nobody make you disrespect you. You and look at me. You. I'm talking to you. You, Captain 85, Henderson Vaughn. I'm talking to you. And people are like, you only want to make money. Of course, all this stuff I do is expensive. You think doing this talk show is free? Nope. I pay a license. Do you think when I do my radio show, you go there 24 hours a day? That's free? The apps that being built, that's not, none of that stuff is free. But I hope along the way that a young person said, because of you, I might be dead and gone, but because of you, I remember Captain 85. And I was listening to your radio show, your talk show. And I go back. This is what it's all about. I need your help and support right here to download that app in the Apple Store. Download that app in the Apple Store. It's free. If you're an artist, a recording artist, if you're someone, that record music, if it's positive, I'll listen to it and play it on my show. But at some point, just playing your music without pay is very expensive. Marketing and stuff has to come into play. And that's what I do good. That's why I was always successful in the nightclubs for over 40 years, close to 50 years. I've been a DJ, but I stopped and went to go to school, to go to college, get my degree, get educated. Y'all don't know nothing about that word, educated. I do things to help out our community. I do the Best of the 757. And I spoke to Georgia, and she volunteered to do GA for Justice for the community. It's not fair to ask people to do things for free. White man don't do nothing for free. You're not going in a Korean or a Chinese store and get anything for free. But you will ask your community, hey, can you do it for me for free? What? Can I get that for free? Everything's got to be free. Nothing is free. Man, I go to the club, they don't charge me nothing. Well, the building you went in, the man is, I'm paying rent. How you think you can walk in here and don't pay anything? Pay your fair share like everybody else. That's why you don't have no clubs. Since you're talking. Since you talking, you don't have a black club. And Barry Davis is the only one. Upscales is the only one. Mike Palmer's Jamaican, but it's black. The only one. And you have a few others. But you have to understand it don't matter if they employ black employees. They can't pay them for free. They can't work for free. You don't go to your job and work an hour for free. But no, I'm paying you nothing, man. I'll give it to somebody else before I give it to you. You don't know what I go through. The many people I help. And when they was in my club, they was doing me favors. They don't understand the game. You was there because I was doing and working with the radio station. That's why when I went away and stopped, because that's what I did, I stopped on my own accord. I said, I'm gonna let them see how it is to see if they can get work and how long did it take. I think after 4 years, I went to get my GED in 2009. 2010, I entered Tidewater Community College. That's right. I said, watch. Told my wife and some other people. I said, in 3 to 4 years, there will not be any black clubs as the time that we got now. Because you don't understand the game, the system. Well, this man got one. They got one. They got one because of money. See, everything that is done, somebody else has to clear the road. There's people that cleared the road for the people that got clubs today. They didn't do it on their own. Y'all think what? Black people just open up a club and they just got it? No, sir. It don't work that way. I don't care how much money you got. And there's people got money and still can't get clubs today because they don't know the system. I had mentors. I had the legendary Bob Disco, Mr. Magic Fields. I had Wiggy the Hitman. I had Harry Bonham, Winfred Sanford, that I watched and studied, asked them questions. And they said and told me what to do. And said, if you need help, let me know. We weren't in the music because we had different clubs. I've opened more clubs. I done opened more clubs, help facilitate them, than you have bought cars. I ain't never wanted to own a club. I just wanted to entertain you. bring you a smile, a little joy, a little laughter. And somewhere along the way, you might meet someone you want to spend your life with. That's what I looked at. I was able to give people jobs. And when I worked for Barry Davis, my staff was the highest paid staff in the city. And probably Bob Fields and Harry Bond. Whatever I wanted to give my staff, I have a meeting, and Barry said, okay, if that's what you want to pay them, then pay them. But they better do the job. I didn't have I had great responsibilities when I run a club. I just wasn't a DJ. I facilitate people getting raises. I facilitate people being the highest paid DJs in the city. And now DJ could tell you that they was highest paid until they worked for me or worked for the radio station that worked for me in my club. Don't get it twisted. It's all according to what you know and how you know it. How much you have to know to manage a club in Norfolk and Virginia Beach and Chesapeake when they don't want you to go out. What part you don't understand? That's why you don't have, how about the clubs you got? When the city don't want you to go out, they shut everything down. I could have wrote everything I said about when clubs gonna close, how many gonna stay open. And you think I'm closed? Because I'm not closed because I don't know how to manage a club. I'm closed because I do know how to manage a club. I had the best record in the club business. Because you got to be trained. You got to go to the health department. You got to pass that test. You got to keep a club spotless. I never had a health inspection that failed. And the whole time I managed a club. Never failed an inspection. I just turned my management lights. I refused. I said I wasn't going to go. That's why when people come and ask me and give me a high price figure, I don't want to. I never wanted to manage a club. I never wanted to own one. I just wanted to entertain you. I wanted you to be happy. Happiness is more important than anything. I did not care about money. You'd be surprised. Some of the times I play for and work with people and never got paid. Just to prove to people it's not about the money. It's about the love for people. Whether I get a reward here on earth or when I leave, God got my back. I continue to work for young people. I love children more than I love myself. There is no greater gift that God has given us. It's to love our children and our community. And we sit around and watch the news and people are dying. And most of the time, nobody's crying. I don't even like to think about it. I get emotional. For the one simple reason is the enemy hates us. So why are you allowing the enemy to use you to become his puppet? Because that's what you're doing when you take a gun and kill somebody that look like you. When you take and get angry and disrespect a woman. Don't you know during slavery, even now, while you go to court, they won't say it, but the judge will tell you that's my woman. You can be married to her. That's my woman. That's why he put you in jail, to let you know you might be married to her, but it ain't your woman. She belonged to me. You belong to me. And your kids belong to me. And if you don't believe it, let them get in trouble and see where they be at. You thought that the Constitution was saving you. You see what's going on. As they say, you better wake up and fly right, because times are getting tight. You voting for the wrong people? Get them out of there. Get them out of office. Some damage has been done, but it don't have to keep going that way, son. And men, black men, get mad if you call them son, because they thinking that you might be my dad, and I'm not gonna answer to that. The Son of Man is called son. That's where the sun come from. Which sun are you talking about? The sun in the sky, or the son that walked on earth? And you disrespect the word son when somebody say it to you. Son, I ain't your son. Son, say it again, son. Okay, son, I won't say it again. The most gifted word on the planet as a black man, and you get upset. The man got you fooled. You've been hoodwinked and bamboozled, run amok. The word son is the most precious word to a black man there is, because you are somebody's son. You're a child of God. You're made in his image. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just Captain 85, son. But you can go in a club or on the street. Hey, uncle. I ain't your uncle. Why you calling me uncle? I'd rather for you call me son. That's my uncle right there. That's my uncle. No, I'm your son. How you gonna be my son, old as you is? Maybe if you pick up that black book, maybe you'll understand. We are the human race. But I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Just some conversation for thought. Don't forget to go to the Apple Store, download this app. Download that app. And when you have time, when you're on Facebook, stop by the Facebook page and join the Henderson Vaughn page. That's me right there with my Dream Maker hat on. I'm going to change that logo pretty soon. Don't forget to share this information, and I'll be back next week, next Tuesday, same time, same place, but on time. And every Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 live on WVDM. Please download the app. And if you go to my page, click on some emojis, help the algorithms, and join my pages, the 50-year reunion of Captain 85 and the best of the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry, and a couple of other pages I'm starting. Until then, bye-bye.